Hi everybody and welcome to the first number one in our Little Golden Book, and the Little Golden Book I've chosen is Bob Ross. Why not? I was toying with Dolly Parton, I cannot tell a lie. Well, I mean the Dolly Parton book, not literally toying with Dolly Parton.
My dreams.
So this is one of the Little Golden Book biography series. I have done three, I think, Little Golden Books before. All of the videos are in playlists, so if you're curious about what we've done before, go and have a look at that. But this one we will take you through right from this, where it's absolutely brand new, to making it into our very own journal. Now, I have really thought about this, how we're going to bind it. And I was so tempted to do the mushroom holes with the discs, because the last journal that I did like that turned out to be a super success, I thought. I'm not talking about the pages or anything, but the actual discs that I used worked far better than even I anticipated. And you know, I thought they'd be good, but they were really good. But I've decided that not all of you have got that. Not all of you want to go out and buy it, and I don't blame you for that. So I then thought, well, I could do a ring-bound journal. The problem is, this is the problem, that I want to keep the story as is. I want to keep it flowing through, so you can actually sit down and read it from start to finish, which I have done actually with this twice. And so many people, when they're doing Little Golden Books, they put, you know, sort of those two together or whatever, and the story gets disjointed and you can't read it. No, I don't want that. So I'm reading and saying, I'm saying what I'm reading instead of what I meant to say. So a ring-bound journal would be a solution. You could just take one page at a time and you'd have back and front, and then you could put this one in and so it would follow on. But I'm not a huge lover of ring-bound journals. I find that they want to twist all the time. You have to have them dead straight in order to move the pages over. I like the concept, but I don't personally think that it works that well. So we're back to a regular binding. And the last Little Golden Book that I had is still here. It still resides in my house. The very best home for me. And if I'm right here, I think I am, Jen sent me this all the way from America, and I love it. The very best home for me. It's quite an old one. I wouldn't like to say when, but I would certainly say 60s. It's not any younger than 60s. So it's kind of my vintage. And as you can see, we've got quite a nice chunky book there by comparison to what it is when it's new. And that's because in between each of the Little Golden Book pages, we've inserted a page of coffee stained paper with pockets and stuff on. I mean, there we've got a nice stenciled background, a nice journaling card, I should say, a nice tag from that fabulous book that I had about nursery rhymes. I've no idea where, well, I know where it came from, a charity shop, but so many people have messaged me and said, where did you get that book? I must get it. And I'm sorry, I can't help anybody. I don't know anything about it, just that I chopped it up. And here, a nice little sort of collage on there. And I use book pages mostly for the pockets and stuff. Yeah, book pages. And there's quite a lot of lace involved. So that's how that one went, and it read perfectly as you go right through it. So, isn't that gorgeous? I love it. And Mr. F will explain to you in the fullness of time how we're going to bind it, but at this moment all we need really is to break it up. So I'm going to hand over to my partner in crime, my partner in life and also crime, Mr. F, and he'll show you how to break your Bob Ross or whatever you're doing.
Hi there, everyone. This is a treat for everyone, isn't it? It's a long time since I've been on camera. Good to most people, but you know. Bob Ross, right, Little Golden Book. The way these are constructed is they've got two hard covers and loose papers inside. And the way that they do it is they've got the two hard covers, the papers inside, and then they put some staples in. I don't know whether you can just see there under the Golden Book tape. There's just two very strong staples, and it's all stapled together, and then they put on the eponymous little Golden Book tape. So what we need to do is to remove those staples, causing as little damage as possible. And for that I need a few simple tools: a sharp knife, potentially a screwdriver or a prying tool, and what some of you will know as a multi-tool, and what some of you will know as what Miss P calls it, is my manly tool. It's been a while since my manly tool's been out in operation, probably the last little Golden Book, but it really is just a pair of pliers, will do just as good. It just has many more functions. So the first thing I'm going to do is get the sharp knife, and I'm just going to, where the staple is just showing through, I'm just going to cut down and peel it back so we can expose both sides of the staple. They really are quite strong staples. This being a new book, the staples are obviously new. I've got an older one here, the Jolly Barnyard, sounds like my name, which was given to Gillian Gibson in November 1965. So we know it's at least that old. You'll see that back there they are much more black in the gold tape, but you can just see there the staple has just started to rust. So if you've got an older type book and you try and take it out, you may find that the staple snaps due to its age and rustiness. You can see it on the back there as well. It's just starting to rust away. So what we're going to do is just find there, you can just see it poking through, probably not on the camera, but you can feel it. So I'm just going to find the end of it and cut through the tape that way, and through the tape that way, and then should be able to just lift it up without hopefully tearing it too much. Get the knife under, work my way around. There's no need to rush this, so you just have to bear with me. If we can, obviously being a newish book, of course, it is well stuck down. If you get an older book, this tape tends to come up much easier. But I'm just easing that under there, because what I really want to do is be able to stick this tape back down and barely able to tell that we've been in. That's the idea. There we go, I've just got it going now. Just easing it away. Not rushing it. And there you can see that we've just peeled that back in a relatively one piece, and you can now see that it's exposed. Still a little bit of the paper behind, but you can just see the staple underneath there. The side we're on is the, let me have a look, is the side with the two legs of the staple, and then of course on the other side hopefully it should be a flat back. So we'll just expose the other one, and then we'll come back to this, or we'll do this one. Doesn't matter which order you do them in. Again, make sure it's easier to cut sufficiently away from the end of the staple that you know you've definitely missed it, rather than have to then make a second cut because you didn't go far enough. Again, just going to ease that scalpel under that edge, lift it up gently, not rushing it, until I've got far enough in that I can just grab the end of it. It peels quite well once once you get going, as long as you just take your time. There's no rush. Just use the knife just to give me a bit more. That's it, lift it up a bit. Just start to get your fingers under, and then just peel it gently along, not rushing it. There we go. That's come off nicely. It's all in one piece, so we should be able to put it down again without causing too much damage. And there you can see is the two ends. So what we need to do is bend those up one way or the other. This is where the Manley tool comes in. It's got a stronger blade in it than the scalpel, so we should be able to get underneath and just to start to raise that staple upwards gently. There you go. You can see that now. You see that's just come up slightly. Do the other side, just take your time. They're quite firm staples, so they need a bit of force, but generally when you're doing a job that requires a bit of force, just take your time. There's no rush. You don't need to get it up much, just enough that you can then, once you've got it up like that, is I'll get the other ones up as well while I'm there. Well, I've got my knife out. Just bend it up a little. That's all it needs, just a little bit. And then we'll pop the knife away for safety's sake. Pop that in there, and then we'll use the pliers part of the Manley tool, and we'll just, you can see that, just going to put it over the staple and pull it straight. The straighter you can get it at this point, the better. For pushing it through, we still need to cut the other side yet, because obviously it's still underneath the tape on the back. But if you straighten them up, so your two staples are then, as you can see there, fairly vertical, and because we've taken us time, they're not bent. So when we come to take them out, they should come out relatively easy without causing any damage to the book, because obviously we need that for later. Again, that's that side done as well. Two nice vertical staples. And then what we're going to do is turn it over, and we're going to cut. You can probably just make out there where the back of the staple is. We need to expose that as well. So again, we're just going to cut from the edge to the back, edge to the back, giving plenty of leeway around the staple so that we definitely don't have to do any fancy double cutting. Just going to ease that knife under again, get under the edge. Because really when we finish this, we want to be able to barely see that we've been inside. Just taking me time, just being a bit awkward this one. Obviously because I'm using a very sharp knife, if I don't take it slowly and carefully, there's a danger of cutting through the tape in the wrong way, so that when we pull it off, it comes off in bits rather than a nice solid strip that we would prefer. Let's lift that edge up, lift the edge up. Come on, being awkward this one. Let's see if we can get that up now. Ease it slowly, probably off the camera there, but just take time, just tease it off rather than try and pull it and rip it like a tape. Now you can see the back of the staple. We'll do the same on the other one. Again, cut it with plenty of leeway. It's quite firm, the tape that you use. Luckily, so you've got a chance. It's almost like a foil. Just easing again underneath the edge. That's coming up nicely, that side. See if I can get it going. There we go. Again, just ease it up gently. There we go, that one's nicely exposed there. We can see the back. So what we're now going to do is, I'm just going to reach over here and get just a little bit of wood. It's probably about 4mm thick, perhaps 1/8 of an inch, something like that. I'm just going to put that underneath so that the staples are just hanging over the back of it. So that'll give me a little bit of room, so that, just make sure them staples are nice and straight. I'm going to get my little hammer and just tap the ends of those. Gently, and hopefully you can see now it's just started to raise the back out a bit, the flat side. We'll just keep going with that for a little bit, just get it a bit more out. So the little bit of wood there is just so there's a gap between the staple and the table, so it's got somewhere to go. There we go, that's coming away now. So then we can get the Manley tool again, just grip the staple if it's through enough. That's it, I think it's coming, that's it. And then we should be able to wiggle it and pull it and pull it and pull it and pull it. And you can see that it's coming out now. You can see there, it's disappearing from this side. Again, just make sure that's nice and square on the back, that staple, so it comes out in a nice even manner. It's just bent over a little bit, that, just straighten it up a bit. And then we'll give it another little wiggle. There we go. They really are very strong staples, these. There we go. You see the wire gauge on it. You can just see the ends of it. It is quite solid. So it does need a little bit of force to get it out. But I guess that's why little golden books last so long. That's why that one there from, what do you say, 1964 was it? 65 is still good and together. So that's one side out. You see that now? That's out that side. We'll do the same with the other one. Get a little bit of wood. Just get the staple over the edge. Get the hammer. Get some gentle tapping down. Just gentle, you don't want to bend the staple again, you just want to push it through enough that the staple, you see there, it's just come through. Got enough now to grab hold of with the Manley tool. Everybody should have a Manley tool. Put it on your Christmas list. There you go, that's that one out. Now, as you can see, that's those out. So if we want to do that, the pages should just drop out. You can see the 4 holes where the staples were. As usual with the little golden books. So
I need to number the pages.
Mrs. P say, don't touch it, don't touch it. You need to number the pages. And what I'm going to show you is that it actually usually comes in 2 signatures. The front half of the book and the rear half of the book. I'm not going to mix the pages up because, as Miss P rightly says, you need to keep in the same order. I would imagine it's relatively easy to get them back. The pages themselves aren't numbered. Sometimes they are, on this one it isn't, so I shall leave that exactly as it is, and then it won't be to blame when they get mixed up. So there you go, that's the cover. What I'll do is I'll just glue those back down again, push them down, bray them down, and then you should hardly be able to tell that I've been there. And what we're going to do later in the proceedings, obviously when the book is made, what we'll do is we'll split down the centre of that tape, and then we'll use the design of the little golden book. It's kind of designed so that these fold, so that they can fold flat on a table whilst you're reading it. We're going to utilise that feature, and then what we're going to do is actually bend them the other way and use that. It naturally creates a spine. Once we've actually made the book, we may find that that gap there isn't big enough, so what we'll do is split them, add a reinforcing piece on the inside that makes them slightly wider, but we'll be able to retain all the little golden book tape, and then all we'll have is the whatever we've used to strengthen will be showing in that middle bit. But there's a way around that which I shall discuss as soon as I've glued these. Let me find some glue. This is Miss P's Queen's glue, but I would imagine that...
Is it King's glue now?
Well, I suppose it would be King's glue. But it was Queen's glue when we bought it, so I'll stick with that for now. A little bit of glue, pop that down. Get a Timmy towel, must be one somewhere. We have enough. Flatten that down. Do the same on there. Push that down. I mean, you will be able to see where you've been, obviously, but you know, we've caused the minimum amount of stress to it. We'll do the backs as well. As I say, these two R's may be split later, depending on how thick the journal ends up. But for now, we'll just stick them down. Keep it as one. Just make it easier to store, really, until it's needed. The little ballerina one, the very best home for me one that Miss P showed you. We actually covered that spine, if you remember, in fabric. I think on this one we probably won't be doing that. As you can see, there's the sewn in signatures. I think we'll probably be retaining the little golden book tape more. So right, where's the bone folder? Give that a little bit of a smooth down, front and back, and then you can see that's, you know, it's not invisible, but thank you, Miss P. It's not invisible, but it's, you know.
Is the lid of my glue?
If I take the take my glasses off, you won't be able to see it. I'm just putting the lid of the glue back on. She never misses a trick, does she? Now, as I said before, if we split that, that's the way we're going to create our spine, is using that feature that's built in. If we have to split that and make it bigger, obviously if we put some grey board or something on the inside, you'll see that down the centre there. There is a way around this. You can purchase Little Golden Book repair strips. I think they're sold as a repair tape. So if you get a book that falls apart, you can actually use these to redo the cover.
Jen sent ours, I think.
I think she did. I think it was Jen sent it, yes. And you can purchase those from a company in the States called chromalabel.com/products/goldbook repair tape with the hyphens. I'll hold that there for a second if you needed to write that down or take a screenshot. There we go, I've already got that. And basically what they are is just a double-sided tape with the gold tape already on them. you peel it off. I think it splits down the centre, and you can put it on and wrap it round. The only thing I would say with these that I tend to find is that they're not quite as wide as the original tapes. So if you were repairing a book, for instance, what I do is start on that front and wrap it round to the back. So if there's any bit that isn't covered, it'll be on the back. If you start at the back and come forward, you could end up with a piece like that shows the old tape and the new tape, which I think doesn't look quite as nice. But other than that, they're fine. They stick well. You can always add a little bit extra glue. So if we end up with a gap in the middle, I can use one of those to disguise the gap. So I believe that is me about finished. That's me. Put me manly tool away. Put my scalpel away. Safety first. Put the top on the glue, Miss P. Didn't use my screwdriver because we didn't need it because the staples came out easily enough. So that's me done. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks for being there. Thanks for tolerating me is all I will say. And I'll perhaps see you again soon. You never know. It may be maybe soon. But Miss P, I think, is going to return to say a few words, because there's no show without punch. See you in a bit. Bye.
Okay, so after that rare appearance of Mr. F's manly tool, oh, there it is. He just can't put it away, can he? Anyway, I need to say thank you. That's a lovely job. Thanks very much. And I know when I was sitting watching this, I was looking at that thinking, that is so pretty. And I knew some of you would be looking at it thinking, what is that? It's gorgeous. Well, it is. It's my notebook. It's where I write all my musings of what's to come and things like that. Things that I see that I think, oh, yeah, I'd like to implement that. So, yeah, that's what it is. Just my notebook. Mr. F found it in a charity shop and I absolutely love it. So, yeah, I just thought I'd answer that question that I know some of you would be thinking, what is that pretty? Right, let's get cracking then. So he's removed the pages for me. That can go away in the box until we're absolutely finished. There's no point trying to make the spine on this before we've done the journal, because I don't know how fat the journal's going to get. And to be honest with you, I have grand designs for this one, so it might be getting a little bit fat. So that can go in the project box. The first thing to do before you do anything is number your pages, because honestly, one of the books, I think it was The Little Ballerina, I must have read that story 103 times because the pages got mixed up. So I am literally just in pencil, because you want to rub it off later. So I'm just going to write my numbers on my pages. They shouldn't get mixed up, but shouldn't, and so it's just easier. And then you can't go wrong. And as Mr. F said, there's 2 signatures to this. We have never had a book that there aren't 2 signatures in. But, that's 1 signature and there's 12 sides to it. So I'll just carry on if you just bear with me just a second. I live in fear of having to go through books again and again trying to get the... Oh, look at that picture. Oh, where am I going to write this? Look at those brushes. Lovely. "21, 22, 23, 24. Right, that's that. So that's our two signatures, and now they're forever numbered. So, well, not forever. When I've finished, I'll rub it off. But I just wanted to show you what else I've got in my project box. This is what I do. Every project that I do, I gather a project box. It's a 12 by 12 box generally. And I put in everything that I'm going to use in that project, or think I'm going to use. Might not use some, most, whatever, but they're in there. So the first thing really that I want to show you are these charms that I've got. Where's the camera? There. So I hope you can see them there. little paint brushes, and they're the kind that Bob used to beat the devil out of. If you're not a Bob Ross fan, you must think I'm talking some sort of foreign language. So I've got quite a few of those. I've got them from Ali. They're really quite nice. That's it. That's Bob beating the devil out of it. And these ones here, they're like paint palettes and also little brushes. They're handy to put on dangles off the side of the page, etc. Now quite a lot of the stuff in here came from my good friend Tony Vince, who sent me stuff for my birthday. And I'm hoping that you can see that, even though it's a bit flary on the camera. It's rice paper, and it's not just any rice paper, it's Stamperia rice paper. They were the first people to sell prints on rice paper. They've got it right. I mean, it's just gorgeous. I love that. So that will give you a clue as to what paper I'm going to use. And this is what I've selected. Also sent to me by the lovely Tony. It's the Stamperia Atelier des Arts, and it's the 12 by 12 pack. I think I've gone through this pad with you before. I love it. It's my very favourite pad anybody has ever made. And Bob was an artist first and last, let's not forget that. So rather than go down the kind of childish route of it being a little golden book, I've decided to art it up. Why not? Good excuse. So there's lots of little pictures and things in there that you can pull out, all sorts of goodies. And that's just another one that I seem to have bought at some stage. What a shocker. And then we've got the interesting sort of stuff. So this is the chipboard pieces. Look at them. They're gorgeous. Come on. I love them. That one's the same. I've got two of those. And then I've got two of these as well. And these are the kind of word bits. Share inspiration and you will always be an artist. Yeah, I mean, it is in spring when the art and rebirth of life begins. Sketch your life and put colour on it. Yeah, sketch your life and put colour on it. I don't know why Mattie's just sprung into my head, but she has. So yeah, they're really, really useful. And I love having two. I just love it, because otherwise I use one and then I feel bereft because I've used it. So I've got two. I've also got two of the die cuts. How many pieces does it say? 43 pieces. 43 pieces of gorgeousness. Just gorgeousness. Then I've got the remnants of an 8x8 pad. I've already been in this, chopping bits up from it, paint tubes and what have you. But the guts of it definitely are still there. And then I've got the one that Tony bought me for my birthday, which is the same as a 12 by 12 actually, it's just shrunk down. So for our smaller journal, this might be quite useful. And then more of that beautiful, see if I can get it right, rice paper. It's truly gorgeous. And can you hear Catkin crying? I don't know what he wants. Attention, I think. And then this rice paper with the pictures on. Oh, my life. Then I've laid out some stamps. I don't know if I'm going to be using them or not. They're all about art. Imagination has no limit. Do what you love. Dream. Imagination is the reality of the dreamer. That says create. No, dream. And this says art is the journey of a free soul. I like that. So yeah, that's a handy set of stamps, I think. I've got this one, which is a Wendy Vecchi one. The stamps are really very large, but you know, also useful. I mean, look at that brush. It's gorgeous. So there's that one, and then I've got this Timmy one. And why did I lay this? Oh yeah, life is the art of drawing without an eraser. I like that. And that, I think, is the only one really that's pertinent to us, although I quite like this. Dance for yourself. If someone understands, good. If not, then no matter. Go right on doing what you love, like that. So there we have it. That's what I've got in my project box at the moment. I may add to it as we go along. I may not. I'm sure I've got plenty here. But I do have quite big plans for this book. If you want a sort of simple, very simple little golden book, then I recommend you go back and look at the ones that I've done previously. I did a little ballerina first. I did it on my own just to see what was what. Then we did, the very best home for me. That's right. I did that absolutely step by step on videos on a playlist. And then we did the Christmas one. I can't remember what he was called, but he was lovely. It was great fun to do. We had Santa coming down chimneys and all sorts of things. It was. We had tree ornaments spinning round in the middle of a page. It had a lot of innovative, novel kind of things in it. But this one, think more like the Mega Purple Flippy Flappy. So, when I say that to you, you just know that spine, wherever it is here, is just not going to be big enough. It's just not going to hold all the bountiful goodness that's going in there. Well, I don't think so anyway, we'll see. But that's my project box. That's the book taken apart and the pages numbered. Next time I come back, I'll show you how to shorten the pages, because let's just put the project box away instead of working on top of it, would be an idea. Thank you. If you look at where the spine is going to be, which is there, and then these pages that have just come out of it, if you put them right up to where the spine is, which is there, you see they're way too wide. So we have to rectify that, and I'll show, and still keep them in order so you can read them. So I will show you how to do that in the next video, and then you'll be ready to go, ready to decorate. We are using coffee stained paper. I was going to use Keung's paper, but actually I didn't have enough of it, so this is a beautiful Janier's paper, and it is lovely, isn't it? Lovely colour. It's American size, so you ladies in the UK, you'll have about ½ an inch extra in width. The book itself measures just on 8 inches. So I've cut these pages to be 8 inches tall, and we're going to do it so there's a page of the book, then a page of the coffee stained paper, like that, and they'll intermingle all the way along. But as you can see, just when you fold them in half, I mean, there is a bit to come off that, but it doesn't go to the edge, but that's fine, because that means that we can have what do you call them, tabs with dingle dangles on and things like that, because we've got the charms to do that with. So I'll move on to that the next time, and I'll show you how to shorten the pages and where to put your coffee stained, etc, etc. But huge thanks to Mr. F and his manly tool, and that's me done for today. See if you can get up to that stage, and then pretty soon I'll be back on showing you what the next stage is. So bye for now.
Bye from me and my manly tool.
Bye.